Hey everybody, happy Sunday and happy February 11th. Super exciting things coming up this week, really in the next couple weeks, I think. For many of us, it is the start of Lent, which is a time of preparation and preparing your heart. And sometimes it's the time where people stop doing something. So maybe they give up TV or social media or something for Lent. So today I want to talk about, again, this is my challenge. Several people challenged me to 30 days live. So it seems to be everyone's enjoying the content. So, hey, Teresa, thanks for joining me. I want to know what you're baking on your 10-day keto cook-off. Dave, thanks for joining in. So glad we got that problem cleared up. So today is about planning and preparation. So I want to show you what we did at our house. Maybe you can see this. This is what we do and have done. Probably for 15 years. We have a dry erase board that's been there since we moved into the house. It literally has hockey tape down it with crosses, and it tells us what we're having for dinner every night and who's taking who where and if it's a leftover night. So we did the same thing this week. We kind of have a busy week. I have a busy workshop next Sunday. We have church this week due to Lent, but we actually just made a menu out to our family. And so what happened is we always like recycled paper to our house. My husband, we call him Ralph the Recycler, so you can laugh about that. But he went out there and told me what we had in the freezer, what vegetables and meats we had. So I simply made up a menu because somebody goes, what do you eat at your house? And it's definitely changed because at one time we had 6 boys in the house, and then it went down to 5, and then it went down to 4, and now it's down to 1 plus Dr. Ralph. So 2 boys and a male kitty. So anyway, the boys are out and away. Mitchell is adulting and Nick and Krishna are at college. So our food demands have definitely changed, and our preparation and quantity has definitely changed, but I always love a good leftover. So when we did this, we simply go through Monday through Friday. It's super important to plan and prepare, and you'll actually end up saving a ton of money. Like Dr. Ruff went to the store yesterday. We knew it was in the freezer. We kind of fit it in everywhere, and we really rotate. We try to have fish twice a week, poultry twice a week, whether that's chicken or duck or quail or turkey, generally more turkey and chicken, and then red meat once a week and or pork, like in a pork chop or pork loin. And then we always have a variety of vegetables. So we do half fresh and half cooked because there's different macronutrients from fresh vegetables versus cooked. Think of spinach. If you actually eat spinach, it's got a ton of fiber in it, but once you start to cook it, the iron becomes more bioavailable and your body can absorb it. So there's definitely pluses and minuses to cooking and eating raw. So I generally have people eat about 6 servings of vegetables, and still it keeps you under 20 to 25 carbohydrates for the day if you're eating low carb or keto, and then just rotate through them. Eat things of different colors. The darker the leafy green, the better. So today we're having corned beef and cabbage with leeks. Sometimes we put collard greens and celery in there. Definitely celery in there today. My mom came over and peeled some carrots because Isaac will have the carrots at 15. He wants to have those higher glycemic vegetables, but he'll definitely eat the cabbage, definitely eat the corned beef. This morning we just had some leftover keto jalapeno popper muffins that we had, which is egg and mushroom, and we just kept it simple. I had a cup of coffee with MCT and coconut oil in it, so this will be my second and final meal of the day. I am going to kick off the 60-hour reboot myself with some keto calm tea and help my brain sleep and give my gut a rest over the next 60 hours. But this is super simple, guys. All you have to do is look at your freezer, look what you have, and then just start sticking stuff in. So you're going to see I just put a vegetable in different for every day, and then I put a meat in different for every day. We have our breakfast already done for the week. So whether we're rotating through eggs, rotating through salmon patties, rotating through, I don't care if it's leftover meatballs for breakfast or leftover kosher turkey hot dog, it's way better than a Pop-Tart and cereal. So we definitely try to rotate through it. But honestly, you guys, we save a ton of money that way because we see what's in the freezer, what's kind of left over and what we can throw in there. And we always have a leftover night. So at the Cardin house, Monday night is generally meatloaf night. And meat can be in the form of a meatloaf or meatballs or hamburger. And then now we generally have cauliflower mashed potatoes with it and a salad if we have something left over. Taco Tuesday generally happens at our house. So we do pork rinds for the base or just lettuce, and then you put the healthy fats like avocados on there. If you're doing dairy, you can put sour cream as another healthy fat. Black olives are another amazing fat. And again, you want to have about 4 ounces of meat. And I am Catholic all year, so we do fish almost every single Friday, definitely during Lent, which is starting this week. So salmon patties are great for breakfast with an over easy egg or a little avocado or sauteed spinach on top. Also, I love tuna salad. I mean, the summer, that's a big go-to breakfast for me. me. I simply mix it up and put some celery in there and some veggie mayonnaise or some avocado in there to get those healthy fats, and then just eat it with a spoon or a lettuce leaf or use a cucumber to dip it in. So I keep it really, really simple. So oftentimes people think when they're making these huge lifestyle switches, they've got to do all this gourmet cooking. And if I lean over, I guess move my chair behind me, you can see I probably have 15 cookbooks in there. And I love looking at cookbooks, but honestly, there's so many recipes that it's overwhelming. We just go back to simple cooking, which is everyone can do taco salad at night. Everybody could do fish on Friday. It's Nick's birthday. He'll be 21, so we're going to do crab on Friday night. We just decided he loves crab and loves dipping that in butter, so definitely super healthy. And he loves green beans cooked in bacon fat with some slivered almonds. So it'll be, again, super healthy for my family. We're having birthday parties. It's Valentine's Day. It's also kicking off Lent. And then next Sunday, we have a Be Better workshop in our office, starting, I think it's at 2:45. You guys can look at the event. And what we do is we do very simple things like this. We help you calculate your macros, what your body needs, if some of you are those counting people. Other people just need to know how they get through the garbage or craving. So I'm going to talk about that and focus on that at the end of my few minutes here today, because I had several people asking, how do you get through the carb flu? Some people call it the keto flu. I don't call it the keto flu. It's really the carb flu, because your body's coming off carbohydrates. We know sugar is highly, highly addictive, more addictive than cocaine or other things. Your brain lights up all excited when it gets that sugar. So when you stop eating that sugar, you're definitely going to feel it. We also know that sugars are very, very quick stimulants. So people may have bowels slow down afterwards, because if you're always having that quick stimulant that your body doesn't have to work to digest, think of eating a piece of bread or tortilla versus trying to break down celery or spinach or cabbage. It takes a lot more time, a lot more energy, so you burn more calories when you're eating those things and letting your body just flush it out. So know that there may be some shifting in there, but small changes. So maybe this week you just need to quit drinking anything that's not water or herbal tea or coffee, and cut out all those sugary drinks, and then just make sure you don't have a snack at night. Like, just set a time frame and say, you know what, I'm not going to eat after 8 tonight. I generally tell people really 6:30 or 7, because it takes 3 or 4 hours for your gut to totally digest whatever it is that you're eating. So when you go to bed at 10 or 10:30, you want your nervous system to be all nice and calm and relaxed. But if you're eating at 9, I know that your gut's going to be working on to midnight. So generally try to cut that back a little bit, and you can get some amazing shifts and changes about how you feel the next morning when you wake up, that you're not going to have that carb hangover, carb flu. In the past in our office, if we've helped people transition from the standard Western diet or a carbitarian or a carbaholic, whatever you want to call yourself, fruitarian, we've used things like an ionic foot bath, we've used acupuncture, we've used an infrared hot sauna, we also use brain tap or MindFit. Now we also use different herbs like cinnamon and genema, and now we're using exogenous ketones to help get people through there, because it helps balance out their blood sugar. So there's a lot of amazing natural remedies you can do to help get through that. And as your body changes, remember, as babies, we're born in ketosis. We are meant to be fat burners, but once we start eating the standard Western diet, we become sugar burners. The whole pH changes. So then we have to really wait for our body to adapt with that. So what happens is, oftentimes, your body stops dumping hydrochloric acid because you're not eating things that require acid. Or your beta cells, like we talked about yesterday, your blood sugar, are just overused and overworked, and they just quit working on you. And then you have blood sugar issues, you have inflammatory issues. So when you're going back to eating the basics, start really, really slow. I always tell people, just identify if you were a smoker, and hopefully nobody is here, and if you've quit and you're on here, give yourself a big high five. Would you be a person who would have to go cold turkey? Or you're a person who'd have to just reduce one by one every day? So maybe you're having 3 sodas a day, go cold turkey, but don't substitute like sweet tea for it or something like that. Just substitute water for it. Or maybe you're a person who's having 3 sodas a day and you've got to just reduce 1 every couple of days, so you kind of avoid that carb flu. And carb flu is real because you're changing that biochemistry. Your gut's having to work different, your small intestine's having to absorb different, your large intestine gets ready for evacuation, so it's actually working a little bit different. So know that there could be changes in your body, which can be very, very good. Also, things can change with your skin. Your skin is your largest organ, and it's our major detoxifier. So you can get changes in your skin. Some people will get like maybe a little bit of a rash or some dry patches or some red patches. It's just your body's way of letting out those toxins. So I would celebrate that, but there's lots of amazing therapeutic baths you can do with Epsom salt or essential oils to help really balance out that body's pH. And number 1, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. So I don't have a lot for you guys today. Somebody just said, what do you guys do at your house? And I wanted to talk a little bit more about the workshop, because this is easy for me. Again, we just write down the meats we have, the vegetables we have, and we just match meat. sorry, this is the freezer. Sorry, ignore the writing here, but veggies and meats, and we just lined them up, so we rotated through them. So we have beef, and we have amazing grass-fed beef from Kansas from my friend Stephanie. And then we have hamburger, and we have fish on there, and we have steak, and we have chicken, and we have a soup. We do lots of vegetables, about 4 to 6 cups of vegetables, whether it's sauteed or steamed or broiled. I talked about broiled radishes and Brussels sprouts last night because I love those. But again, we're just doing this very simply, knowing that there is Valentine's Day, knowing that there is one of my kids' birthdays this Friday. I just are being very mindful, making it super, super easy. Last night we had fajita meats, just chicken and steak left over with some onions and peppers, and super, super easy. Some avocado, of course, to get those healthy fats in there. So I think that's a big objection that people have, is that they're afraid to put the fats in there. I don't want you doing high fat and high carb. Like, you don't want to have the wheat tortilla and the chips and the salsa and all the avocado, guacamole, and sour cream. You've got to exchange those, if that makes sense. So you want to lower down the carbs and up the healthy fats. And what happens is you find yourself feeling much better, having less inflammation, and really being able to just say no when you're at the store, or maybe you're out to dinner, or just a bedtime late snack. You just end up saying, no, I don't need that. And as long as your body's well hydrated, you should have an amazing experience as your body transition over. So thank you guys for watching from wherever you are. I see Jesse says she or he, is from Arizona. So hi from Arizona. I'm going to see if I have any questions there. Massachusetts, Jeffrey's from. Crystal and Viola. So lots of people from all across the U.S. So if you have questions, let me know. But honestly, guys, it's super simple. Take about 5 minutes to go through your freezer and your refrigerator and see what you have, and just pick a meat, pick a vegetable, pick a meat, pick a vegetable, pick a meat, pick a vegetable, and rotate. Either cook the vegetables, saute or steam them, or eat them raw in a salad form. If it's a salad, you can put olive oil on it, you can put avocado oil, sesame seeds, you can put slivered pecans on stuff to get the healthy fats in there. If you're sauteing, broiling, I like to broil with lard or bacon fat or coconut oil. If I'm sauteing, I like to do a little more butter. So it just really depends on where you are. Oh my gosh, Pam is from Nova Scotia. So hello and thanks for joining. Dave is right. It is Mardi Gras. I totally forgot about that. So there's lots of things going on this week. And Keto Power Patty is from Kentucky. Patty, did you see the amazing Kentucky butter keto cake or bundt cake that Pam made? You got to check that recipe out. It's Kentucky butter keto cake. It is amazing. Super, super moist, but very, very decadent and delicious. So might be something that we'll have for the birthday party for the birthday boy on this Friday. So thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to hop off. I don't see a lot of questions there. I know I had a lot of comments yesterday about blood sugar. Hopefully we helped eliminate some of that confusion about blood sugar versus ketones versus if I need carbs, if I don't need carbs, and you don't need carbs, right? Hopefully everybody knows there's no essential carbohydrates. And there's Mike from Saskatchewan. So we are just wrapping it up here, Mike, just talking about how you can meal plan very easily. And when you meal plan and you stay to the list, you don't get extra stuff. You don't grab the popcorn or the chips or the this or the that or the juice. You just simply whiz in and out of the grocery store or Sam's or Target, wherever you shop, and just put what you need in your basket and then get out. Don't stall around, don't shop around, don't look for new things. Same with Costco or big store shopping. Just make sure you stay to that. Yvette, yes, you can ask a thyroid question. I don't know that I can answer it because I am not here to diagnose, treat, or give medical advice. Simply share current and credible information. So let's see what Yvette has to say, or Yvette, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, about her thyroid. And Frank had an amazing share yesterday about his transformation on the ketogenic diet. So check out yesterday's comments and videos. Frank shared what has done for him over the age of 29, eating this way, which is low carb, high fat, and ketogenic. So I'll wait for Yvette to ask a question. And if I don't see it, then I'll try to answer it when I pop on tomorrow. And I would love a topic for tomorrow. So I cannot ever, so Yvette's asking about getting off her medications. I want to tell you this. So Yvette says, I am hypothyroid and taking meds. Will ketones help me get off medication? So I would challenge you to Google ketones and thyroid, or look at Dr. Nally's podcast. I think it's from November 3rd of last year or November 11th from last year. Think of your thyroid as the ignition for your body. So if you're giving your body a better fuel source, not a donut, but ketones or avocados or sesame seeds, coconut oil, something our body knows how to run on, it's going to run much more efficiently. So can the body heal? The answer is yes, giving the right platform, reducing any interference. However, sometimes there is irreversible damage that the body can't totally revert. But in our office, we've seen many people been able to get off of their some of their medications. I'm just watching my words very closely because I'm not diagnosed or treating, but I posted a post last week of someone who had their A1C lowered down with their primary care physician, was able to get off of that. I've seen the same thing as true sometimes for thyroid, especially if it's Hashimoto's or Graves'. A lot of information out there. Look at the ketogenic diet. That's where the studies are based from. Ketogenic diet, not drinking exogenous ketones and eating garbage. That's not going to fix a thyroid. It's not going to fix the blood sugar issue if you're trying to truly reverse and help your body optimize its healing. So when we talk about your body's healing, number one, you have to identify where the source is. So for thyroid, let's talk about that. The thyroid gland itself makes T3 and T4 hormone, and it is converted via iodine and tyrosine in the liver. So the liver converts it over. Our pituitary gland, which is stimulated by our hypothalamus, tells our thyroid what to secrete, called TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone, is secreted from the brain. The thyroid itself makes a T3 and T4 hormone. If the body's low in iodine, then the iodine is robbed from the ovaries. So this seems like a long story, but the question is, it's not that simple. So is it an iodine issue? Is it robbing from the ovary to get the iodine to convert T3 uptake to T4 free or T4 total? So a lot of things can be going on when you look at that, and hopefully when you talk with your physician, they'll look at more the whole aspect. Is it a brain? Is it a liver? Is it a gut issue? Is it a hormone imbalance? Is it truly a thyroid imbalance? Is it an inflammatory process? There's lots of foods that can interfere and mimic the iodine that the body needs to convert T3 to T4. So those are things like soy and some of the cruciferous vegetables if people are overeating them. I know people a few years ago went on a big edamame soy kick, and I saw a lot of thyroid conditions creeping into my office because people went on those big rants of just eating bowls of edamame. So just watch the soy. We don't process it properly here in the U.S. that I found. It is different than what we have in other parts of the world. So hopefully that helped answer your questions, but know that your body hopefully can heal given the right circumstances or be optimized, which means a better place to tomorrow than it is today. And that's really the name of the game when you talk about optimizing your health, anti-aging your health, and first just identifying where those imbalances are. We talk about the core 4 aspects of health: nutrition, sleep, movement, and mind and body, or our mental, our state. So that's why the easiest thing to do is smile and have gratitude and be thankful. Get out and get moving in your house, around your house, outside, any way you can, get moving. And then again, just simply controlling your foods. I know it seems really easy when I say it, but it can be hard when you're challenged with other foods. So anyway, I just want to say have an amazing Sunday, have an amazing happy Mardi Gras, happy Valentine's Day. I'll be popping on Valentine's Day. And if you're getting stuff for the kiddos, I would generally encourage you to go to something like the dollar store and get stickers, get pencils, get erasers, get silly straws, even little, like you can get lots of like little things for girls to put on their fingernails. You can get dozens of headbands. Boys, you can get handkerchief, because lots of kids in grade school like things like handkerchiefs and hats, and you can get little squirt guns, you can get popper things, but there's lots of things you can do not having the candy. Or if your kid comes home from school, then I would incentivize them to trade in their candy for maybe a movie ticket or some screen time or a sleepover or a little pedicure. So just be prepared for that. So if you're a parent out there and your kid knows you're going to come home with a whole bucket full of candy after the Valentine's Day party, then be prepared and be ready to bargain. So maybe let them have a piece or two, do it early in the afternoon so they can run all that sugar off, and then be willing to barter or trade or buy that candy from them, again, for something like screen time if your kiddo loves playing games, or again, a sleepover is always a great thing to do. Or again, they need to be rewarded for being honest and turning that garbage back into you, and then you need to not eat it, you need to put it in the trash. So that's right, Frank, wet candy. So lots of great options, things like balloons and other stuff kids love to do. So you guys have an amazing Sunday, amazing start to your week. I'll be checking you with tomorrow, which will be day 7. And again, it will probably be in the afternoon. That's kind of when I have a little bit of time to get stuff done. And I want you guys to have an amazing, amazing start off to your week, starting with today. I'm starting the reboot at 8 o'clock tonight. If you don't know what that is, then drop a number 1 down below and I'll help you understand what the reboot is. It's a 60-hour gift I'm going to give my body and let my GI kind of rest. And then Wednesday morning, I'll simply go back to my normal way of eating, which is maybe fat coffee, or maybe it'll be some scrambled eggs with some veggies in there. So we'll talk about that more as the week comes on. So tonight at 8 o'clock, I'll have my last meal now. We're going to eat before we go to Mass at 5. So that's my last meal. I will have some Keto Calm tea with some beta hydroxybutyrate, some other great things for my brain to rest on. And then I will consume bone broth and ketones and lots of alkaline water tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I'll just get back to eating. So it's an amazing gift you can give your body. Thank you guys for joining me here today and letting me know where you're coming from. If you watch this on replay, give me a sunflower, because I am coming from the amazing state of Kansas. So this is Dr. Heather from Ask Dr. Heather. Say, have an amazing day and an amazing start to your week.